Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into what I can only describe as the world's first ancient PhD defense,
That's a great way to put it.
the Prashna Upanishad. We've got 6 brilliant students, and they're all challenging the legendary sage Pippalada with some huge
Yeah,
questions.
but before he'd even entertain their questions, Pippalata had this entrance exam,
An entrance exam.
a full year, 1 year of total dedication. We're talking austerity, faith, the whole deal.
And the point wasn't just to make them suffer, I'm guessing.
No, not at all. It was about preparing the vessel. I mean, think about it. Information is cheap, but wisdom is expensive.
Yeah.
You have to quiet your own mind enough to actually hear the answer.
That sets the stage perfectly. So our mission today is to unpack these answers. They basically form a kind of grand unified theory of life, energy, and, the path to liberation.
Let's do it.
Okay, question 1, the big one. Where does everything come from? The text gives us this cosmic recipe.
It does. It says you need 2 things. First, Rai. That's matter, the stuff of the universe. It's symbolized by the moon.
The stuff, okay. And the second ingredient?
Prana, which is energy, the power. That's the sun, so you need both.
You need the fuel and the spark.
Exactly. You can't have one without the other. And this immediately brings us to the human body, which is question 2.
Right. Who runs this whole operation? You've got the senses, the eyes, the ears, the mind, and they're all arguing.
They're all making their case, yeah. Each one claims it's the most important.
But then prana, the life force, just settles the argument with this incredible power move.
It's amazing. It simply starts to leave the body. It just threatens to walk out.
And instantly all the other senses just fail. They realize they're nothing without it.
They go quiet. And this is where we get the best analogy in the whole text. The Upanishad is so clear here. It says the senses are just worker bees.
And prana is the queen bee.
Prana is the queen bee. When the queen rises, the entire hive, the body, the mind, everything rises with her. When she settles, they all settle. It shows prana isn't just breath. It's the absolute driver of consciousness.
So if prana is the queen, what happens when we sleep? That's question 4, right? Where does consciousness go?
It brings us to another beautiful analogy. When you sleep, your senses withdraw. They pull back into the mind, just like the rays of the sun pulling back at sunset.
And the mind itself goes somewhere.
It rests in the Atman, the self. The text says it's like birds flying all over the place during the day, but at night they all return to their home tree. The Atman is that tree.
That's a powerful image, the home tree. So this brings us to the final goal then, liberation.
Yes, and for that, we get the most famous metaphor of all, the river in the ocean.
Okay.
Think of all the great rivers. The Ganga, the Yamuna, they all have their own names, their own forms, their own identities.
Their own riverness.
Exactly. But what happens when they finally flow into the ocean?
It just become the ocean. The name is gone.
The name disappears. They're simply ocean. That is liberation. That is merging with Brahman, the ultimate reality. The individual self, the river, dissolves into the universal whole.
So the key takeaway here seems to be that preparation of the mind is everything. You have to be ready to receive the knowledge.
It is. And that energy, that prana, is the driver. You have to understand your queen bee before you can manage the rest of the hive.
The Prashna Upanishad teaches us that asking questions is sacred, but it seems like all the answers are ultimately pointing in the same direction.
They all point to the same final truth. Which brings us to a final thought for you to take away.
Go for it.
We spend so much of our lives worrying about the journey of our own little river. The twists, the turns, the obstacles.
Of course.
But this text reminds us that the final answer to every single question is the same. You are not just the river. You are the ocean waiting to happen.
A profound thought to end on. That was your deep dive. We'll see you next time.